Right, hello guys, welcome back. Today we are doing an honest review for the Sudden Death Shotgun from the reprised Prophecy dungeon that's currently dropping in the Rite of the Nine event. And as you can see from the title of the video, this shotgun is actually the first of its kind due to it getting the particular perk roll of 1-2 punch and trench barrel. No other shotgun before this has ever been able to receive this coveted combo, so for that reason alone, I'd very much encourage you to prioritize farming it. And besides this very special roll, the shotgun also gets various other highly sought after combos that we will discuss in length. But first, let's get a brief overview of the weapon as a whole. A Sudden Death is a void aggressive frame shotgun, putting it in the same family as Imperial Decree and Found Verdict with a base fire rate of 55 rounds per minute. However, it can roll with Assault Mag, which bumps the RPM to 60, so when looking for rolls, do remember that it's also good if you manage to roll one with Assault Mag. It being a Prophecy weapon also means it comes with the Crossing Over origin trait, which states that this weapon has increased range and handling for the top half of the magazine, while rounds from the bottom half of the magazine deal increased damage. And in the case of a Sudden Death, the top half will hit for a total of 43,000 when tested on Carl, and the final shot for 44,000, which is exactly 3% more damage, meaning that overall across the entire magazine you're dealing only 1.22% more damage than a standard aggressive frame. So it isn't much, but it is free damage at the end of the day. Of course, it also gets the Gravity Well origin trait, where reloading within close proximity of an ammo brick automatically collects it for you, but in my opinion this is the less optimal origin trait, and I would instead exclusively run with Crossing Over. Looking at the perks as a whole, for PvE, the perks I would recommend considering are 1-2 punch, Threat Detector and Discord in the left column, then Redirection, Destabilizing Rounds and Trench Barrel in the right column. Some honorable mentions include Repulsor Brace and Destabilizing Rounds, which could make for a decent combo in any void focus build, but in my opinion this combo is better suited for primary weapons and rocket sidearms like Lotus Eater, rather than any other special weapons. Envious Assassin is also here, which could give way to improved shotgun damage rotations by removing the need to reload, but this perk still completely removes your overflowed ammo if you make any change to your build whatsoever, like equipping surges or changing exotic armor. So for that particular use case, I wouldn't recommend it when better, more suited shotguns like Perfect Paradox exist. So now let's move on to the first combo I want to discuss, and that is of course the very special 1-2 punch trench barrel roll. As a quick reminder, 1-2 punch will increase your melee damage by 100% or 2 times base if you land a majority of the pellets on a target. And for trench barrel, dealing melee damage instead increases your weapon damage by 50%. So having these perks together provides maximum value for your build, since you're now gaining the maximum damage bonus for both your melees and your shotgun, making it the clear winner for any 1-2 punch build. And as of right now, my head almost immediately goes to Strand Titan. Looking at the damage on Carl, with a grapple point available and 5 stacks of Burning Fists, he doesn't really stand a chance, so let's see the damage on a real boss instead. For the following setup, I'm tackling the first boss of Warlord's Ruin on my Strand Titan with Banner of War, Syntheseps and Tractor Cannon, giving way to the following. So yeah, when paired together, this shotgun and Strand Titan can put in some serious work. And keep in mind that in the Edge of Fate, the seasonal artifact will contain several returning perks that benefit Strand Titan specifically, like Shield Crush, which will increase all outgoing melee damage by a further 25% when Woven Mail is active, then a new perk, Tightly Woven, which states that while Woven Mail is active, gain increased grenade and super stats. And going down the rabbit hole even further, having 200 grenade stat increases grenade damage by a further 65%. And grapple melees technically count as both melee and grenade damage, so buy your Strand Titan stocks now because they're going to be going to the moon once we have access to these mods. One last note about this setup is that because the shotgun is void, it also makes running triple Void Surge the most optimal choice, since it also affects Tractor Cannon also, given that it too is a void exotic weapon. So yeah, definitely try to get yourself this combo if you're a Titan main, but in general it's just good to have because it's basically the best in slot weapon for its intended purpose. The next combo combo I want to discuss is Discord Redirection, and after the Succession sniper rifle from Into the Light, this weapon is the second ever to receive this combo, and let me tell you outright that it's much better to have this on a shotgun rather than a sniper. Let me explain why. Discord will make it so getting a kill with a different weapon activates Discord for 7 or 8 seconds when enhanced on the weapon with Discord, and while active, final blows with the weapon fully refund the expended ammo from thin air, meaning that for 8 seconds, as long as you're getting kills, you technically have infinite ammo, which is already a super awesome perk, but when paired with Redirection do things really start to kick up a notch. Enhanced Redirection makes it so scoring final blows on red bar enemies grants 3 stacks of Redirection up to a maximum of 30 stacks. Then, dealing damage to orange bar or above enemies spends 2 stacks at a time, where every shot is given a 100% damage buff, or in other words, literally double damage. So with the maximum 30 stacks, you're able to dish out a total of 15 double damage shots, which for a shotgun is totally awesome in theory. In the gameplay you're seeing now, I paired this exact role with a no backup plans Void Titan build in a Master Lost sector, and admittedly, I wasn't actually that impressed. The loop starts by simply getting a kill with your kinetic slot weapon, get as many shotgun kills as you can to gather Redirection stacks, then as soon as you come across a champion, your shotgun deals double damage and a further 35% damage from the intrinsic no backup plans perk. The shotgun does perform decently well with this combo, but it's just something about aggressive frame shotguns that make them feel exceptionally sluggish, which in the case of the previous grapple melee damage build doesn't actually matter, but here I did start to notice how awfully slow and clunky it felt, despite it outputting some decent results. Furthermore, I don't have one, but you can actually acquire the seasonal strand glaive Refusal of the Call also with Discord, meaning you can have a Discord special weapon in both your kinetic and energy slot, so when running both, you'll effectively never run out of ammo. Plus you get the added bonus of it being a glaive, giving you the frontal shield defensive property, and yeah, there are other special weapons in the kinetic slot that roll Discord, but most of them are snipers or Iron Banner weapons, so go for the glaive if you want to rock this playstyle. Overall though, I would carefully consider going for this role, because while the results are good, it doesn't feel great to use, especially since for a no backup plans build, Slayer's Fang is likely the far better choice. Moreover, in a similar vein to Unvoiced from the Sundered Doctrine dungeon, you could also fit this into a damage rotation with having pre-built stacks of Redirection, but if you want my advice on that, don't bother. It's too much effort to prep, and if you die, you lose all of your stacks anyway, so I don't see much merit for that particular use case. The same applies for 1-2 punch Redirection as well. It's simply too much effort and ammo loss to even bother. If you're looking for a role that's purely focused around Trench Barrel and has nothing to do with 1-2 punch, Threat Detector Trench Barrel is probably your best bet, since if you're at 2 stacks of the buff, Threat Detector gives you 100 handling, 63 reload speed, 44 stability, and a 0.81x handling animation duration scalar, specifically when enhanced. This role would be well suited for a Solar Warlock running Song of Flame for either boss stunning or major killing purposes, since both the Enhanced Snap and Celestial Fire variants work with Trench Barrel. Quick side note on that actually, both Incinerator Snap and Celestial Fire don't work with 1-2 punch, just thought you should be aware. So overall, the 2 roles I would highly suggest going for are 1-2 punch Trench Barrel and Discord Redirection if you feel like it. Bonus points if you manage to get all 4 on a single shiny or adept drop, and actually, if you the viewer manage to get this perfect 4 out of 4 roll, please join the Discord and show me, since I'd love to just see it be real. In terms of what the best way to farm it is, the Phalanx Echo is by far the easiest boss because he has little to no health and can be one-phased very easily with Legend of Acreus and appropriate damage supers. In fact, you can check out my full optimized guide that I posted a couple days ago detailing everything you could possibly want to know. So in conclusion, if there was one drop out of the entire Rite of the Nine weapon set, including Ghost of the Deep, Prophecy, and Spire of the Watcher that you should be farming for, it's this weapon right here without a doubt. So get in there and get farming. If you need a hand in completing the dungeon, I'm currently running carries all week over on my Twitch at twitch.tv/llama2, so do come say hi and I'll help you get your clear. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my honest review of A Sudden Death, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now, dear viewer.